Hello, my name is Christine Rojas, and I will be discussing what is an agricultural disaster declaration in regards to the USDA. First, I'd like to give a little disaster declaration overview. What is a USDA disaster declaration? Well, a USDA disaster declaration is a formal declaration that a county or area has experienced a natural disaster. The purpose of a disaster declaration is that it allows the USDA's Farm Service Agency, or FSA, to provide emergency loans and cost share assistance programs to agricultural producers. There are 4 different types of disaster declarations. The first is the presidential major disasters. These declarations are made by the president. Second is the USDA Secretarial Disaster Declaration. This is a declaration made by the Secretary of Agriculture. This declaration happens when a natural disaster event creates a production loss of 30% or greater for at least one crop. This is usually initiated by individual farmers, local government, governors, or the agricultural commissioners, tribal council, etc. The third is the FSA Administrator Physical Loss Notification. This is a declaration made by the FSA administrators. This declaration happens in the event of a natural disaster that causes physical damage or loss, for example, dead livestock, collapsed buildings, and destroyed farming structures. The fourth and final is the quarantine designation. This type of designation relates to animal or plant quarantine laws. The bird flu and the pine beetle are good examples of this. What is a declaration? What does the declaration clarify? Well, it provides a specific disaster, the time period of which the disaster occurs, and the affected counties or areas. Next, I'll go into the Secretarial Disaster Declaration process. This is the most widely used declaration. Once a disaster occurs, there are steps the state and federal government must take before they can provide assistance to agricultural producers. Step 1, the governor, Indian Tribal Council leader, or FSA director, county director, makes a written request to the Secretary of Agriculture within 3 months of the disaster. Step 2, the FSA county office will collect data from agricultural producers and create a loss assessment report. The county emergency board, or CEB, reviews the assessment report and determines if there are 30% agricultural production loss of at least one crop. The CEB will use that data to make a recommendation to approve, defer, or reject the request. Step 4, the state emergency board, or SEB, will review the request and the CEB's recommendation. The SEB will also make a recommendation. It will then get submitted to the FSA's national office. The FSA's national office will review the loss assessment report and determine its eligibility. Once the eligibility is determined, they will create a package containing a letter signed by the Secretary of Agriculture approving or denying the request. After that final step, if the request is approved, the county FSA office will notify the ag producers and farmers that emergency loans and USDA assistance may be available. What is an eligible disaster? Eligible natural disasters are events where destructive weather conditions and other natural phenomena have significantly impacted agricultural producers by causing major production loss. Here are some examples of natural disasters. I'd like to note that there is an expedited bureaucratic process for droughts. And here's a list of disaster assistance programs and emergency farm loans that FSA provides. Assistance programs or cost share programs only provide portions of what it costs. Usually farmers get reimbursed for the work that they have already done, and it's just a percentage of the market value. The government doesn't pay for all of it. They only pay for a portion. And that concludes my presentation. For more information on FSA disaster relief programs, you can visit this website. Thank you.